It gives me chills when I think about the way the Palestinians have been so resilient through these attacks. Where do you see a video where they're condemning the Jewish people through all these times? Maybe I just haven't seen that. I'm serious. If you have a video of them condemning them, if you have a video of them cursing at them, cursing them, please show it to me. Because despite all these things that are happening in Gaza, I've not seen any footage of Palestinian people cursing Jewish people or Israeli people. This just shows you how powerful these people are. And I'm talking about the power of their spirit, power of their faith. These are people of God. And this is not about religion. I'm talking about really being a people of God. Because you see, people think that powerful people are people who have control over other people, who have the ability to harm other people. But God's people and the way they're powerful is much different than these people who think that they're powerful. God's people do not abuse their power. God's people open their arms. They use their heart to help their neighbors, to love their neighbors, to help the communities. God's people love communities and building each other up and uplifting each other, being there for people. That's what God's people do. Their faith is something different. Their resilience, the resilience of Palestinian people is something different. And this is exactly why the people of Israel want them gone. Because they don't like how loud they are about their faith. They don't like how resilient they are. They don't like how strong they are. They don't like how bonded they are to each other and bonded to their land and bonded to God, despite the abuse they have been put through for decades. You see, the funny thing about abusers is that it'll never be enough to them. They will take everything away from you. And if they still see your spirit alive, if they still see that you still have faith, that you're still talking to God, that you still believe in humanity, that you still have the heart to help other people, they don't like that. They don't understand it because they can't relate. They don't have a heart. That's where they feel intimidated. That's where they feel threatened because they don't understand how you could stand in your resilience, how you could stand on your faith despite all of it. And that's why they will do anything in their power to break you. They will mock you, they'll ridicule you, they'll abuse you, they'll even unalive you. But they still can't kill your spirit. They still can't silence your spirit. And this is the part that I want you all to pay attention. How resilient Palestinians are right now, especially the people of Gaza. How resilient they are. And I think we should be grateful that we get to witness on social media, behind the screen, in the comfort of our home, that we get to witness one of the most significant things unfolding in history. What's happening in Gaza right now will be written in history. I mean, it already is a rude awakening for the rest of the world. Because for most people, before social media, they had no idea all of this was happening. Because remember, what's happening in Palestine right now is not new. I mean, the only reason why it's blowing up right now is because Israeli government is literally blowing everything up because there's a literal declared war happening. It's almost like they have a right to really strike every second of the day and kill all these people every second of the day. That's the only difference. And now that the news is covering it, the Western media is covering it, that is the only difference. But this was happening for decades. They have been under the colonization of Israel for decades. So this is not a sovereign state. So you guys have to remember that whenever you're watching the news, or rather whenever you watch footage on social media, remember that this is not new. We're just seeing this. And the atrocity has obviously strengthened and it's magnified, but we are getting to see what's really happening behind the scenes. And we're also getting to see how resilient and strong these people are and how loving these people still are. There's something to learn from this, from watching this, that no matter what happens to you, you gotta keep your faith high. You gotta keep your spirit still. You gotta be connected to your spirit. You gotta be connected to your center. And that's one thing that Palestinians apparently have so strongly that these Jews don't have. And I'm not talking about every Jew. I'm talking about these people that want these Palestinians to be vanished off earth. Because if you were powerful in your own heart, if you knew your true power, why would you feel the need to eradicate other groups? Because that's one sign that you're not powerful, that you are threatened by their presence. You don't like the way they're practicing their faith. You don't like their relationship with God. Why? Because clearly you're not strong in your faith. You don't have a relationship with God, and you blame them. You think it's them that blocks your faith and connection to God. You wish you had what they have, but you can't have that. You will never have it. These heartless Israelis will never be like Palestinian people. Never. And they'll never admit that. They wish they had the heart. They wish they had the connection to God. But they don't.